If you're a car enthusiast like me and you've been chasing your JDM dream car, or maybe you're just interested in what it takes to import a car, you've been going to car shows, you've seen all these different Japanese makes and models, things that we never even got here, and you're wondering, how do I do this? I've got the guide set up for you. The guide is gonna walk you through roughly 6 steps on how to research your car, bid on it, get it exported, get it imported, and get it in your door. In the US, we have federal law that requires all imported vehicles to meet safety and crash standard tests. It's just general law to try to keep folks safe. However, there's one major exception to this rule, the 25-year rule. I'm sure you've heard of the 25-year rule, maybe on the internet, maybe on social media, anywhere like that. The 25-year rule essentially says a car that's manufactured this month 25 years ago and earlier may be imported without meeting our typical crash and emission standards. And we'll go over the paperwork on what it takes to cover that later in the guide. Once you've done the research and understand the 25-year rule, you want to think about the actual vehicle you're going to import. Is there a market for it? Could you buy it here? In the example of my Supra, I can buy one in the US, it's just more expensive. Some people are treating cars like stocks. They're buying things that they think are gonna appreciate and holding on to them, or buying models they think will be worth more money in the future, kind of like people do with cryptocurrencies, obviously the stock market, and they're treating them that way. It's not my favorite thing, but it happens. So keep in mind, does the chassis, color, options, mileage, condition make it worth importing? Is there something in the United States that might scratch that itch for you? Because importing does cost money, maybe not as much as people think, but there are some hidden costs here and there. That's why we built out a calculator. It really pays to do your research and make sure the vehicle you're gonna import is worth the money you're gonna spend. And planning how you're gonna spend your money is probably the most important planning step. You need to set a budget. As you go through this guide, keep in mind there are some key decisions you're gonna wanna make up front. Are you gonna be able to find somebody to go into the port and grab the car for you once it gets here? What does transport from an auction house to the ports in Japan look like? Will the company that you pick to go to auction for you, or the individual that's helping you read the auction sheets, be able to do that for you? These are things you want to consider. Ahead of time, one really important thing that helped me was look into a TWIC card. It's a transport worker identification card. It's a federal card that will allow you to go into port and pick up your car. You can hire escorts to do this. There are vehicle escorts that will bring you in. But for about $100 and a 20-minute trip to Staples or any local government office, you're able to then go into a port and pick up the car yourself. Also, a little side note and good benefit is it gets you TSA pre-check for free. You just need to bring it with you. So in this first planning step, looking at what vehicle you want to purchase, if it makes sense to bring to the United States, how much you're going to spend, and the individuals you're going to be working with are key. Go ahead and use this step in the guide to do that and look ahead at what's next. Planning is what's going to make this possible, and it's what's going to make the process smooth. Now let's get on to step 2.